नमस्कार एवरीवन। विजय विश्व तिरंगा प्यारा, झंडा ऊंचा वही हमारा, शान न इसकी जाने पाए, चाहे जान वही जाए। Coming back to the chapter lesson sound. Today we will discuss about the topic of amplitude, frequency, time period and wavelength. The first topic is amplitude. Okay, now in our daily life you heard so many kinds of a voice like means these sound when I am doing this and when I am doing this. So these sounds have amplitude as well as frequency. And amplitude denotes, amplitude shows you the loudness of that sound, and frequency shows you the pitch of that sound. So we will discuss about this topic in detail now. The first topic is we are going to start amplitude. The maximum displacement of the particle of medium on either side of its mean position. Maximum displacement of that particle on either side of its mean position is said to be amplitude, and it is denoted by capital A. And the SI unit of this amplitude is meter, because what is amplitude? The maximum displacement. ठीक है, और displacement की unit is in meter. That's why the SI unit of amplitude is also in meter. Coming up next, time period. The time taken by a particle of medium to complete this one vibration. One vibration complete करने में उस particle का जो time period लगता है, that is known as time period, and it is denoted by capital T, and SI unit of this is second, क्योंकि time taken लग रहा है ना, time taken समय, and that unit is in seconds. Therefore, the time period unit is also in seconds. Coming up next, frequency. The number of vibration produced by a particle of that medium in 1 second. 1 second में जो number of vibration जो produce होता है particles में, उसको हम बोलते हैं frequency. Means the number of vibration produced by a particle of that medium in 1 second. And frequency is denoted by capital F, and its SI unit is in Hertz. SI unit is Hertz. Coming up next is wavelength. The distance traveled by wave in one time period of vibration of particle of medium. मतलब जो distance cover करती है wave one time period में, उसे हम कहते हैं wavelength, and this wavelength is denoted by lambda. Okay, and its SI unit is meter. Okay, क्यों? क्योंकि distance traveled by wave बोला है और the unit SI unit of distance is meter. Therefore, the unit of wavelength is also meter. Next topic is relation between frequency and time period. Relation between frequency and time period. Now, once again we remind that topic. What is frequency and what is time period? What is frequency? The number of vibrations produced by a particle of that medium in 1 second. 1 second में जो cover होता है, that is frequency. और time period क्या होता है? The time taken by a particle of that medium to complete its one vibration. तो उसे हम क्या कहते हैं? Time period. Means both are reciprocal to each other. Means frequency is equal to 1 upon time period, or you can say, in other words, you can say time period is equal to 1 upon frequency. This is the important relationship between frequency and time period. Frequency equal to 1 upon time period, or time period equal to 1 upon frequency. Next is representation of a wave. Okay, now wave किस तरीके से represent करेंगे आप ग्राफ में? There are two different ways to represent the waves. First method is displacement time graph, and second method is displacement distance graph. Means first graph is in between displacement and time. Another graph is between displacement and distance. Displacement distance graph. Now look at this graph very carefully. This graph shows the variation of displacement of a particle of that medium with the time at a given position. when a wave propagates through the medium. It is called displacement time graph. The amplitude is represented by the letter A, and time period is represented by letter capital T. Got it? Another side, on the right hand side, you can see this is the graph between displacement and distance. Got it? Displacement and distance means this graph shows displacement distance graph. Tick shows the variation of displacement of particle of the medium at different positions with the distance at same time. And here amplitude of the wave is denoted by small letter a and wavelength is denoted by lambda. Got it? This represents the distance time graph as well as displacement distance graph. Now, the sound waves is characteristics by amplitude and frequency. Depending upon the amplitude and frequencies, the characteristics of sound is characterized in three different groups. That is loudness, pitch and quality. So, today we will discuss about the topic loudness. Now, the characteristics of sound. The first characteristics of sound is loudness. What is loudness? It is the characteristics of sound by virtue of which a loud sound can be distinguished from a faint sound, both having the same frequency and same waveform. It is known as loudness of sound. Matlab, it is the characteristics of sound. The loudness of a sound depends on the amplitude of vibration of vibrating body producing sound. It means that greater amplitude having greater sound. जिसका amplitude ज़्यादा होगा, उसका sound भी कैसा होगा? ज़्यादा. Let us do one example. If you gently pluck the string of a sitar or guitar, a soft sound is heard. But if you pluck the string hard, it gets displaced from its rest position. That is, its amplitude of vibration increases and so a loud sound is heard. Now, the factors affecting the loudness of sound. Number 1, amplitude. Number 2, distance. Number 3, surface area. And number 4 is sensitivity. Now, number 1 is amplitude. When a body vibrates with greater amplitude, it sends forth a greater amount of energy. Next is distance. If the listener is close to the source of sound, he hears it quite louder. But if he is far away, the sound becomes feeble. Number 3, surface area. A large vibrating area sends forth a greater amount of energy, so the amplitude is large and hence larger surface area, louder is the sound heard. Number 4, on the sensitivity of the listener. It depends. A given sound may appear to be loud to a listener but no so loud to the other one. To a partial deaf listener, a louder sound will appear to be feeble. Relationship between loudness and amplitude. The loudness of sound is directly proportional to the square of amplitude. It implies that on doubling the amplitude of wave, the loudness becomes 4 times. If the amplitude is tripled, the loudness becomes 9 times and so on. That means loudness is directly proportional to the square of amplitude. You can easily find the loudness of sound. Okay, now another characteristics of sound is pitch and quality. So pitch and quality we will discuss in next video. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.